welcome to the University of Findlay women's basketball preview. My name is David Buck. I'm here with head coach Kate Cummings. Kate, it's nice to have you here.
Thank you.
So, Kate, you have been on kind of a winning streak here. You've won 2 straight GLIAC South Division titles. That's a lot to accomplish. I know you reached the NCAA tournament the year before last. What are some of the goals for this year's team?
I think with the veteran squad, our goal is to make it back to the GLIAC. We're kind of hungry. We had a little taste of it, and that's really where we want to go. So the goals are still very similar: win the South, make a run at the title overall, and get ourselves back to the Nationals.
Great. Well, since you were talking about getting back to the Nationals, I know a lot of teams are going to be gunning for you this year. They look at your roster and notice that you have everyone coming back. You've won the before-mentioned 2 GLIAC South titles. Normally, Findlay's played a little bit of an underdog role in women's basketball, but now you might have a target on your back. How do you think your players will respond to that?
You're right. I think it will be a little bit of a different approach this year. I feel like we finally have some upperclassmen and some leadership type things in place. I think we have to look at each game separately, and each one is a step along the pathway where we want to go, not focus on the end, but just focus on the process. I think every team that comes into Croy is going to bring their best, and that's going to be a whole new challenge for us, that we're going to have to play well every single night because we're not going to surprise anyone.
Yep. Now, 2 of your premier players coming back, Claire Aubrey and Laura Bardal, are still in their senior years. What do you expect out of them, and how has their off-season been going?
The off-season has gone very well. They had a really good summer coming into this fall. We're expecting solid years out of them, and if anything, I'm hoping that they can actually relax and play a little bit more of their own role this year. They had to cover up a lot of issues last year, and it really took a toll on them, and you could see that at the end of the season they weren't able to play as well as they wanted to, and they were just physically and mentally exhausted. So I'm hoping that with a better balance this year, those 2 will be able to just really fit in and do what they do well and not have to step out so much.
Good. Now, you lost both of your point guards to knee injuries last year. I know that was difficult. You still made it through the season, mixing and matching your lineups. Now that they're both back, how are they performing in the preseason?
Physically, they're doing really well. We're excited about the progress for both of them. They've been cleared over the summer and are both full go. It is a new challenge in that even though they're returning, they're not returning exactly where they were. And then, we're really trying to play a lot more up-tempo. So it's almost like starting back from square one with everyone, not just them. But we feel really good about their progress. If nothing else, they have a lot more maturity that they're now bringing with them. We added another freshman who could also play that role. So we're hoping to never be without a point guard again.
Now, speaking of the freshmen, what newcomers do you think will make an impact on this year's team?
Well, there's only 2 of them, and we're hoping that both of them are going to progress and be able to see some playing time. Kristen Klossing out of Delphus Jefferson, they played in the state championships last year. Combo guard, and also Lacey Kessler, a local kid out of Riverdale High School. Long, athletic, really great rebounder, and we're hoping she's really going to give us depth at that 3, 4, 5 position.
Good. Now, speaking of the 5 position, you have 3 bodies down there. I know they're very talented. How has their off-season been going?
Really good. Sometimes they say with your big kids, or tall kids, we should say, it takes them a little bit longer in their career for the light bulb to pop on. You're really seeing that out of Caitlin Nelson. She's playing with confidence. I think going into her last year, it's all or nothing, and you're seeing her really kind of come into her own. Ty Dotson, same thing. She's starting to see what she needs to do. And then we're still waiting on the injury return from Carly Stahl, the redshirt freshman from Michigan. So I think you're going to see a lot more action out of that position this year, and we're excited for that.
Well, that's great. I want to thank you for coming, and that will conclude the 2011-12 women's basketball season preview.